So full disclaimer before we jump into all of this, I'm not 100% certain that this is indeed confirmed. I'm about 95% sure that this is all legit because these spoilers that came out for the upcoming episodes of Boruto came out right around the same time that the spoilers came out for Dragon Ball. And I believe they all get leaked out from a TV guide that kind of showcases the upcoming episode titles and brief synopsis and whatnot. So I'm pretty sure, also the source I got it from, he pretty much has been on par with stuff, this guy. So I'm 95% positive that these are legit. If they're not, of course, I'll remove the video at a later time and update you guys on it. But I'm almost certain that these are legit and they sound exciting. So let's talk some Boruto episode spoilers. I'm actually excited about this. I'm really looking forward to them doing this more often. Like, I get to do this with Dragon Ball. Now I'm going to be able to do this with Boruto. And it seems as though as well, some people's fears are not going to come to fruition that will be in this, school setting for 20-30 episodes based on these spoilers. So the title for episode 2, I believe, is something along the lines of the Son of the Hokage. It was already revealed in the preview for episode 2, but here's the synopsis. Boruto is punished for having caused trouble on the day he entered the academy. Yeah, I remember he was talking about being suspended or whatnot. Despite having received due punishment for his actions, Boruto's classmates' eyes seem surprisingly cold to him, even though he's the Hokage's son. During this, Boruto is being challenged by a fellow classmate, Yuino Iwabe. Now, if you've seen the preview for episode 2 of Boruto, then you know that the guy that seemingly he's having a fight with, or, kind of having some sort of conflict with, is the dude that has a head wrapping. You saw him in the opening, and a lot of people were saying that that could potentially be Kawaki because he has the structure, he has the same similar clothing, he even had like a big stick. So a lot of people thought, okay, maybe that's Kawaki right there. But based off this title and synopsis and whatnot, this guy's name is Iwabe. It could be that he eventually just says fuck that name and changes his name, but it also could be that indeed that's not Kawaki, and we're really excited, and it's gonna take 100 billion years, it feels as though, to find out who Kawaki is. But based on what we have from the anime and manga, is like, in order for Kawaki to fit in both versions and be the same person, he has to be shown at a later time that makes sense in both the manga Boruto and the anime. So I'm kind of curious to see who this guy is, though, that Boruto is gonna have a little conflict with in episode 2. Then we got episode 3's title, Runaway Metal Lee. Just hearing that Metal Lee is in there, I'm already excited because I've been dying to get more Metal Lee. So the fact that we got a Metal Lee episode already, I'm looking forward to it. Let's read the synopsis. Episode 3, Metal Lee from Boruto's class is a young boy who always works very hard. Okay, similar to Rock Lee, we still don't even have confirmation that is 100% his son, if I'm not mistaken, but he works very hard, but is very easily nervous, shy, and uneasy in front of others. So if Rock Lee's problem was the fact that he couldn't do ninjutsu, he could only do taijutsu, he couldn't do genjutsu, ninjutsu, whatever, then this guy, maybe he is capable of doing those things, but it's the fact that he's just completely shy, and he really can't bring out the best of himself. So it's almost like the polar opposites in a way. Rock Lee was very outspoken, very just out there, whatever. This dude is probably going to just be very shy and embarrassed. So it kind of makes sense, again, going along with what they've been doing with these characters, kind of like how Boruto is kind of the opposite of his father, and Sarada's kind of the opposite of her father. Now this kid is going to be the opposite, although Shikadai is the only one that's still like pretty much the same as his father. It's almost as if Shikamaru was reincarnated or some shit, even though he's still alive, but you get what I mean. Because of this problem, he has always problems with asserting his abilities in front of others. One day, Nara Shikadai says very heartless words to Metal Lee. Okay, so is Shikadai gonna be a dick now? What's going on there? What the fuck? Shikadai says some heartless words. Kind of curious. Does he just say, yo, stop being a bitch, stop being a pussy? Like, now I'm curious to see Shikadai's, characterization a little bit. Like, is he an asshole? Maybe that's the difference from Shikamaru. Shikamaru was a very laid-back guy, and I mean, we've seen Shikadai kind of being lazy as well, I believe, possibly in the movie, if I'm not mistaken. Also, in the beginning of episode 1 of the anime, we've seen a little bit of him, and I think he might have had a couple of appearances in the Sarada Gaiden stuff. So, yeah, he's still like his father, but maybe he could be a dick as well. Maybe there's a little bit of him being an asshole in his character to kind of change it up from being a complete Shikamaru clone. But I'm really excited to see more Metal Lee. That's one of the characters that didn't get really any spotlight in any Boruto stuff that we've had thus far. He wasn't in the movie, he wasn't really in Sarada Gaiden, and now the anime, this is a good opportunity to get some Metal Lee in there and find out more. I want to know, is Tenten his mom? Is Rock Lee really his dad, or is he a pupil similar to Rock Lee's relationship with Mike Guy? And yeah, Metal Lee sounds good. Then episode 4, Men and Woman Opposition Ninjutsu Battles, which will come out April 26th, by the way. At the proposal of Professor Aburame Shino, the students of the class will be divided into boys and girls team and capture the flag battle on the roof. Boruto and the boys go straight to the roof, but their progress are stopped by the combined might of Uchiha Sarada and Akamichi Chocho. So we're gonna get a little bit more school play yard stuff. This is again building them up as shinobi. Probably gonna get a little bit more of Shino and how he feels basically taking up Iruka's role as the teacher of the academy. And we're gonna see Sarada probably for the first time, I'm imagining, in the anime, throwing down, and a little bit of Chocho as well. I'm not expecting too much from this episode. I mean, the Metal Lee one is just interesting enough to see Metal Lee, you know, an exciting thing. We haven't really heard much about him. This one is like, maybe we could get some cool combat, but I'm not expecting the world from this episode. And as far as the synopsises go, that was the last one, but we do have some episode titles for the following 2 episodes, and it also gives us an idea of where the Boruto anime is headed after these couple episodes. So let's read the titles. Boruto Episode 5, Mysterious Transfer Student, on May 3rd. Now, I'm almost certain that that's referring to Mitsuki, so it'll take about 5 episodes, I'm imagining, if this is episode 5, if that is indeed Mitsuki, because I remember in the beginning of the Sarada Gaiden manga, he was actually a transfer student. He came in, I believe, towards the end of the school year, somewhere around there, because if I'm not mistaken, the Sarada Gaiden manga was actually right before they're supposed to graduate from the academy, so that's probably going to be around the time period that this takes place, which gives us really huge clues that, oh shit, so these school day academy episodes is only gonna last a handful of episodes, because I was scared, I was a little skeptical, like, oh no, are they gonna drag this shit out? Because let's be honest, while it sounds cool for a few episodes, that sounds like it could get really old, really quick, and not exactly what we want from a new Boruto, you know, spin-off from the Naruto versus. Like, that's cool for a few episodes, but let's move on. If Mitsuki is showing up, that means that there's only gonna be a few more episodes until we hit the Sarada Gaiden stuff, which was really exciting and a really good read in the manga, and hopefully they could translate that to the anime. But we got one more episode title. Boruto Episode 6, The Last Lesson, The Last Teaching. So I'm pretty sure that confirms, and probably the episode following that will be the beginning of Sarada Gaiden, or maybe 1 or 2 more episodes until then, but pretty much within like 7 episodes we'll be completely, hopefully, out of the academy stuff, going into Sarada Gaiden, and hopefully that'll be just about a handful of episodes too, because it was only 10 chapters, and even if they padded up with some filler or whatever, there's not that much they could do, you know, that many episodes they could do that content. I'm just kind of scared where it goes after that. Are we gonna go straight into a Boruto Naruto the movie remake in the anime? I don't want that at all, because that just sounds like a nightmare. Like, we had it with the fucking manga, almost a year straight of that shit. I do not want a Boruto Naruto the movie anime remake of it, because the manga already just did my head in with that. I mean, it's a great fucking film. I love that film. It's amazing. It's a great way to cap off Naruto's legacy, but don't do this. If they would have did this right after the movie came out, or a little bit after the movie came out, when we didn't have the manga doing all this shit, I would have been fine with it. But it just sounds like a bad idea at this point, because people are sick to death of that content after having the manga dragging it on and the movie. Like, please, no more Boruto Naruto the movie, but I know they're gonna do it to us. I know. Kind of curious what you guys think about all this, though. What do you think about the episode that's gonna be focusing in on Metal Lee? Any predictions? Any theories? Do you think that Lee is actually his father, or could he just be another mentor to him, similar to Guy Sensei? Or do you think that, because to me, I feel as though that's Lee and Tenten's son. He looks straight up like Tenten in the face in a way, mixed with Rock Lee's hair and Rock Lee's clothing. It'll really be interesting to see exactly who's his parents, if it is indeed Lee. I'm pretty sure it is Lee. I'm not so sure on the Tenten. It does look a little bit like Tenten, but I guess that's something we get to figure out. Also, with episode 2, him fighting that Iwabe guy, do you think that confirms that Iwabe guy that everybody's theorizing with the head wrap is actually not Kawaki? Or maybe after a certain point he gets fed up with the ninja world and he becomes Kawaki, he changes his name because it signifies and means something to him? And what do you think about where this is going regarding us having about 6 or 7 episodes and then going into the Naruto Gaiden or Sarada Gaiden manga stuff and so on and so forth? And how would you feel if after that bit we get a Boruto Naruto the movie remake shit with the anime? Please, again, I don't want that. I don't. No. And overall thoughts of all this. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And shout out to Crazy Idiot.